Hi, my name is John Fisher, and in this video we're going to talk about why continuous integration is important. I just want to make 2 points. So, continuous integration forces you to use unit tests. So, why are we using unit tests? Well, the way how continuous integration works is that you write your unit test, you commit your code, and if all your tests are passed, if all your unit tests are passed, your CI tool will automatically push that code into production. So instead of just like manually pushing, I don't know, like doing Heroku push, you use something like CodeShip or Jenkins, and it does all that work for you. In practice, it's a really cool tool to use, especially like if you have a pet project. I'd highly recommend using it. But using continuous integration, you have to use unit tests because how else does the program know whether or not to push your code? Just to give you an example, if you write a new feature in your web application and it fails a unit test, CI tool is not going to push it, and it's going to let you know if something's wrong. So again, unit tests, also known as like automated tests, they save time and they're repeatable. This happened like during my the Difference Engine apprenticeship. I was talking to a tech lead who had about like 2 years experience at like a web agency, and I was telling him, okay, I just finished this new feature. Let me go ahead and give me like, I don't know, 15 minutes to test it, and I'll go ahead and push it on GitHub. And he said, no. Why? Run your unit test. If it passes the unit test, you should be able to push it to GitHub, and just fine. So that kind of clicked something in my head that, wow, like I could run a unit test, I could run it a few times, and there's documentation right there. I could go back into the test and actually read what's going on, what went right, what went wrong. Really useful tool. So again, it saves time and it's repeatable. It takes nothing to do. Computer can do it 100 times. It's repeatable. Also, just really quick, Ruby needs RSpec. What does that mean? It means that Ruby, because it's not in a compiled language, it's an interpreted language, you need some way of testing your code. In other words, Java is compiled. You write something in Java, and let's say you wrote something that's not going to work. Well, when you run the compiler is going to catch that bug or that error, and it's going to, I'm not sure if it's going to tell you exactly what's wrong, but it is going to tell you that something in your code is wrong. Now with Ruby, because it's interpreted, you don't have that extra layer. So a lot of Ruby developers say, when you code in Ruby, use RSpec. When you code in Ruby, use some kind of testing framework. It's going to make your life easier. Alright then, so glad we talked about that. Next point, continuous integration makes working with large teams easier. So what I've been doing in the past 2 weeks, I've been talking to a lot of programmers. I go to meetups, I contact programmers on LinkedIn, I have quick phone conversations with them. I try to learn as much as possible. I talked to 2 programmers. One was at a very large studio. They had about 250 devs. What? Like, that is a crazy amount of developers, right? But they're still releasing code, and somehow they all need to work together. And continuous integration does make that important. Especially like when you automate a task, like saving 5 minutes from 250 developers. Holy crap, that's a lot of time saved, right? And I just want to talk. I just want to talk about this because I feel like this isn't something that's being talked about. That's like why like DevOps and like automated tools. That's why it's really important because like now like we have a lot of developers now, right? And they're all making a lot of features, but like getting those developers to work together is extremely hard. Like that's why we developed continuous integration. That's why we made GitHub. You know, GitHub makes it easier to share code. That's why we have DevOps. That's why we have like Agile and Scrum, because again, like these huge teams need to work together. And if you could like figure out a good system to do that, you're saving a lot of time and money. And I talked to another programmer, and was actually he was like an engineering manager, and he talks about how his team releases new features every single day. That's crazy. Like, at least in my opinion. Um, you're going from nothing to creating the code, having do some code review, having someone else look at the code, approve the code, and then push that code into production. Like doing that in like a 8, 9, 10 hour time frame, like that just seems like incredibly fast to push out a new feature into your web application that your clients are going to rely on to make money. That's crazy. And in that case, like continuous integration does help make that happen. Um, Again, even if you're just saving a few minutes of testing, if you're saving a few minutes of just pushing code onto your server, I mean, again, like 5 minutes times however many programmers you have times how many features you have to release, it saves a lot of time over time. Anyways, these are the 2 quick points. These are my 2 rambling points. I do want to talk about this really quick. If you're interested in learning more, continuous integration is also known as CI. Usually, that's something that like a DevOps person would be in charge of. I mean, you'll have developers write, unit tests. You'll have developers use continuous integration, but you'll often hear CI and DevOps used together. I think the biggest tool for continuous integration right now is Jenkins. I haven't used it at all. I really don't know too much about it, but I do know that it's probably one of the more popular integration tools. Really quick, let's say you're like a boot camper, Ruby on Rails boot camper. I'd highly recommend looking into CodeShip and RSpec. And I mean, most of you are going to be familiar with Heroku, but for y'all in, I don't know, like a CS, computer science curriculum at a college or self-taught, you might not know this. But like Heroku, that's a nice place where you can host your Ruby on Rails application. And you can use CodeShip. CodeShip is a continuous integration tool that works with Ruby, it works with RSpec, and it works with Heroku. So what CodeShip does is when you commit something on Git, it'll run an RSpec test. If it passes all those RSpec tests, it'll go ahead and deploy your code onto Heroku automatically. It's pretty nice. So yeah, just look up these tools if you want to learn more. That's all I have to say in this video. Have a nice day.